Right, it's the evening of Tuesday the 11th of May. It's just gone 20 past 8 in the evening. We're here at the clock tower, if you could see the time there. What we've got is we've got a sleep out here. They're expecting about 100 students to do a sleep out, raising awareness of homelessness and to also raise some money for Action Homeless. So let's just wander over here. We can see there's actually quite a lot of the students, and the Lord Mayor's around the other side. So hopefully we'll be able to grab him and have a conversation with him. These guys have all got t-shirts that just say where are you sleeping tonight, which is good. Going to have a quick chat with Amy, one of the organisers. Hi Amy, how are you?
Hiya,
Okay,
I'm fine,
brilliant.
thanks.
Can you just tell us what you guys are up to this evening here?
So basically what we're doing is we've got a group of students from Leicester University, and we're all sleeping rough in the city centre here for one night from 6 PM till 6 AM. And everyone here has paid £5 to join up, and they've got sponsorship money, and we've had a lot of support from local businesses and companies who've donated things and money, sponsorship money, to get these lovely t-shirts that we're all wearing.
Can I just go back and get to that? Yeah. So it says, where are you sleeping tonight? Okay, yeah.
And so the main point of tonight is to raise awareness for homelessness and to raise money for Action Homeless, which is a local charity that does some really good work with homeless people in Leicester.
Now, how many of your students have you actually got signed up for taking part?
We had roughly 110 students signed up to do the sleep out. Almost all of them have turned up, which is fantastic. And then we've got the committee and some people from Action Homeless as well.
I noticed you've got the Salvation Army here as well, giving out some blankets and stuff like that.
Yeah, Salvation Army have been fantastic. They've offered us tea and blankets, and if there's really bad weather, then they've offered us a place to stay as well, which is really great.
Well, hopefully the rain holds off. It's just a little bit cloudy now, but is this the sort of thing that you looking to do again, or is it just a one-off?
If tonight is successful, then we're really hoping to be able to make it an annual event, do it every year from now onwards. Homes is the organisation that's organised this. I'm the president of Homes, and we only were set up in Leicester a few months ago, and this is our first main event. So we're really hoping it's going to go well, so we can do things like this again in the future. Brilliant.
Well, thanks very much for agreeing to talk to us. I hope it goes well tonight.
Thank you.
I'm going to go around and see if I can grab a few other people to talk to. I'm going to maybe whiz round and see if I can get the Lord Mayor. Thanks very much. Lord Mayor doing what the Lord Mayor's fantastic at, which is meeting people and talking to people.
Hello, John.
Lord Mayor, how are you?
Not so bad.
Good, good to see you. Well, just catch up with you. I've just been talking to Amy, one of the organisers and stuff,
Yes.
about this. This is one of the first events that they've done. Do you think these kind of events are useful in raising awareness around homelessness, especially here in the city?
Well, they certainly raise awareness, yes, and I think it's great to have young people coming together to demonstrate their commitment to tackling and solving the problems of homelessness, which are so critical to any major city, and certainly to Leicester. We've been talking about the Dawn Centre, of course, which we built and set up, and I know a number of the young people are going to visit that, and I'm very pleased that's going to happen.
They've also had something where I followed them a couple of months ago, I think, in Leicester Market, and they had a stall when they were encouraging people to fill up washing up bowls with things for people moving into.
That's right, things for me moving. I mean, that's a very practical form of help, which can make all the difference between people being very isolated and alone and knowing that there's somebody who's able to help them and support them.
Brilliant. Well, thanks very much, Lord Mayor, for showing our support.
My eyes were just beginning to mist up completely.
No worries. It was a bit of a cold evening this evening, isn't it?
It's got into them, well, they're always a bit...
Yeah.
No, anyway, it was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah, perfect. Thanks very much. See you soon, yeah? Right, let's go round here. I think talking to Rob Parkinson. Whizzing round here. And this is Rob Parkinson, the CEO of Action Homeless. How are you, Rob? Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, well there you go. I've just had a chat with Amy and the Lord Mayor, and the really weird thing is we'd lined up this really kind of rather contrived, nice in a straight line interview for YouTube, like we'd done before.
Yep.
And someone actually approached you and said there's a requirement for them and some colleagues because they were homeless themselves. So there we go, it's a real issue. So can you tell us a little bit about that? Seemed to be quite a few of them.
Well, it just shows straight away that there's a need for this kind of event to raise awareness about rough sleeping in the city, because while you were doing those interviews, two fellas came up to me who've been rough sleeping in the city for a couple of nights. They can't find a place to stay. They've been to various organisations for help, and nobody's able to do anything about it. So actually what we've got to do now is we've got to find a solution to that problem. But much more importantly than that, once we've cracked those two issues, we've got to get to a position where we're in a place where the 250 rough sleepers in the city that we knew about last year is a thing of the past, and we don't have that problem going forward.
Do you think these kind of events where they experience staying out, obviously for one night, and again, it's the idea is really to raise awareness for people, isn't it, and to show to people that what they're doing and raise funds. I mean, do you think these things are important?
Yeah, I do. I think it's hugely important to raise awareness. That's exactly the right word, because I think quite often we go around and we don't see homelessness as a big enough issue, and yet it's here every single night on our streets. It's something we've got to do something about, and what you need to make that difference is a group of highly motivated, really passionate people like you can see behind me, who want to come out tonight and say, this is something that we've got to change, this is something that we've got to do something about right across the city and make a difference now.
Do you have any kind of statistics that you could share with us now about how many people you think may have slept out, say, over the winter or are on our streets regularly?
We know how many people presented themselves as rough sleeping last year, and that was 250 that we know about. We know that each of those people spent on average 5 nights out on the street. But I suspect that that's the tip of a much bigger iceberg in terms of people who are vulnerably housed in the city, people who are in housing crisis and need support. And I know that for all sorts of reasons, not least because there were 1,100 people in hostels last year, and that is again another significant issue that we've got to try and tackle.
Where do you see these kind of events going from here? Obviously in the summer I think people tend to think, oh, they don't really think about homelessness during the summer. It tends to be a winter thing, as you were saying, 3 weeks before Christmas and then 2 weeks into the new year, and then it all kind of goes quiet again.
Yeah, that's right. But I think winter there's a momentum behind it because it's very stark, the kind of things that people are going through in this sort of temperature. But I think as the year goes on, you've got to have more and more momentum behind awareness-raising events. There are lots of other things that you can do, projects that you can put on, things that are putting homeless people right at the heart of the community in terms of projects that they can run, social enterprise that they can do. And I can see that's the sort of thing that's going to pick up a pace during the summer and really, start to make an impact in terms of what's going on.
Now, anyone that's seen one of our Soul community magazines will know that Citizens Eye is really pleased with its partnership working with you on the Upwards and Onwards, your service user newsletter. How's that going? How's that been received across all the projects?
Well, it's great, and what's brilliant about it is for the first time through things like Upwards and Onwards, Down Not Out, Citizens Eye, homeless people and other vulnerable people in the city are actually getting a voice about things that are really important to them. And it's about time that really marginalised groups like the homeless community can actually say, this is what's important to us and this is what needs to change, because there are some things that you're seeing out here tonight that we've already seen that are the last bastions of really Dickensian society in this country, and we've got to do something about it.
Now, I must say one thing here. I'm not going to turn around and film it, because over to my left-hand side is one of your service users, Carl. He's been absolutely fantastic. He was on the previous sleep out, wasn't he? Yeah. And actually stayed all night, and he's here again, and he's over my left now talking to one of the two people that approached you earlier, you know, and to go over and interrupt him now just wouldn't seem right, because he's there as an advocate for people affected by homelessness, because he knows what it's like.
Yeah, well, Carl's passionate about doing something about it, which we all are, but Carl's also in a very different position because he's been there and seen it all before and can be a really great mentor and advocate in that kind of situation, and that's just what he's doing now. And what we need is more people like Carl who are actually want to make a difference to the community and say, yeah, it happened to me, but you know what, I'm going to draw a line under it and I don't want it to happen to anybody else.
Brilliant. Rob, thanks very much as
Cheers,
always.
John.
Yeah? Take care, mate.
Take care.